What's with all the police trucks outside and the cameras everywhere, Jamie?
I'm not supposed to tell. You know the butcher? The freaking nut job that goes around just chopping people up? Well, the feds or whatever heard that he's gonna be here today, so they set up a trap for him.
You're kind of dope, right?
What's going on, movie fans? We're back for another review, and today's director needs no introduction, and that's M. Night Shyamalan's new movie, Trap. I do want to tell anyone who is watching this is going to be a spoiler review, but I will give you a spoiler warning. I won't mention spoilers until I get to that point. So the movie does start off very solid. We have Josh Harnett taking his daughter to a concert, and as revealed in the trailers, we learn that Josh Harnett is not a nice dad. He's actually a serial killer, and we find out by him going to the bathroom and checking his phone and seeing someone chained up in a house. So the movie starts off very promising. I think this idea was very clever. It was different. It was unique. I hadn't seen something like this, so I was very intrigued. I was looking forward to seeing it. Now, anyone who is really looking forward to seeing this, just know you should keep your expectations low. Not this low. At a frame low. Josh Harnett does a very good job, and he's a huge reason why I didn't give this movie as harsh as a grade as I did. The problem with the movie is everything outside of what he's doing is very nonsensical. It's off. It doesn't stay on track, and it gets away from what it is, and it's not as exciting as the trailers made it out to be. I am now going to jump into spoilers, so if you don't want the movie spoiled, turn the review off now. And I know people hate when I do this, but I'm going to give my grade after I do the spoiler section because I have to explain why my grade is going to be where it's at. You'll have to see it first, but I do want to say I don't recommend seeing it. It's a big letdown. We're going to start off with a compliment. Josh Harnett, very odd character. Very good choice of line delivery and mannerisms. He was a very creepy guy. He made your skin crawl. The way he spoke was just interesting. I haven't seen a villain behave in this way, and I really liked it. He'd be like, "So what's up with all the police outside? What was your name, by the way?" Very odd, overly nice. It was odd. That's what I liked about it. Now, the problem I have with the movie, it's basically just M. Night Shyamalan's daughter's concert. There are so many songs in this movie, you start to question if you're watching a Taylor Swift tour concert movie or if you're watching an M. Night Shyamalan movie. The writing was very dumb. It didn't work because it was so unrealistic, to a point where even people that don't mind a movie being a little unrealistic, this movie went over and beyond to make it as unrealistic as possible. So Josh Harnett's going around, he asks this guy for a t-shirt, and they're running low. So there's only one left, and there's this other customer that wants a shirt, and then he's like, no, we'll wait for the next batch. And then this mom takes the shirt. This employee's like, "Oh, well, thank you so much, man. It's really nice to have good people like you around." And then this guy all of a sudden starts telling Josh Harnett's character all this secret stuff. I'm not supposed to tell anyone this. They're trying to catch a killer, and this is their way of trapping him. Don't tell anyone I said that, or I'll get fired. And the thing is that's not even the worst part of it. He steals a key, and he goes in the back, and the SWAT team, they're having a tactic meeting in the back of how they're going to catch him. Why would they do that in the stadium? They would never do that. It would have been at the station before approaching the concert venue. When they get to the location, they're all just radio communication. Where is he at? Not, "All right, let's go in the back. Everyone grab coffee, and then we're going to get in a big circle, and we're going to have a tactic meeting right here." That was terrible writing from M. Night. And another annoying, obnoxious thing that just grinded my gears in this movie is everything, and I mean everything, went perfect for Josh Harnett's character. Every move he needed to make, every situation he needed to get out of went in his favor. Because he even goes upstairs. He's smooth about how he gets out of this situation. It would have worked, but they ruin the situation because in a scene prior to this, that employee that gave him the shirt, he's like, "Hey man, why don't you come in the back with me? Oh, that's really high. Can you bring that box down here?" And then he gives him a shirt, and then Josh Harnett asks him more questions about the killer and does he know more information. And the employee goes, "Yeah, actually I do. Don't tell anyone I told you, but we have a code and it's Hamilton." Why would this SWAT team and tactics team, why would they tell the merchandise employees a code? They wouldn't tell all these employees about any of this. And if you say the code word, we'll know you're not him. They should know the employees and who they are already. And to make matters worse, Josh Hartnett gets to the point where he convinces somebody to allow his daughter to go sing on stage with the lead singer. This guy's just chilling over here on his right, a few rows behind him, and he's like, hey, my daughter's a big fan. You mind if she goes and sings on stage? And he's like, oh, she is a big fan, huh? Well, hey, we haven't found anybody yet. Where is she? Let's go introduce her and take her all the way to the back. And then this girl, I think, overdoses on drugs. He goes and helps them. And then after he helps this girl out, they're like, wow, you're really helpful. Is there anything else we could do for you? You're so kind. And he gains all this trust from these people just by doing that. No one's questioning why he's back here. No one sees that he has like a special badge to be allowed to be back here. They just trust him. And then they gave him access to the VIP area where the singer's going to be. And that's where he approaches the singer, which is crazy. The movie showed him push a girl down a flight of stairs earlier to distract the cops so he could get past them. And I wish they would have done more things like that. More sleazy tactics in a cat and mouse game where he had to find ways to get cops away from a door so he could go out that door. They showed him push one girl down a flight of stairs, and then he put some jars in a deep fryer and it exploded and got in this girl's face. There's only those two instances where we experience how he got around, and I wish there was more of that versus what we got. When he meets with the girl backstage, he says, look, I'm going to kill this guy on my phone if you don't let us come in your limo and get us out of here. He has his daughter come with him. The singer thinks I'm going to trick him and asks the daughter, hey, can I come over for dinner? So she knows where they live. And that's what the next 40 minutes of the movie is. So we're out of the venue now. That was just so weak on this movie's part. And then they make the singer this huge hero. She goes in the bathroom and she gets on Instagram. Has anyone seen this or this or this? I'm trying to find out where this guy that was kidnapped is. Please help me. And then Instagram helps her find where he was. You're talking about a guy who's very smart, has been killing people for God knows how long. His wife tricks him by using his own chemicals to knock him out. The police are coming for you. I don't think you're going to get away, so let's have one more piece of pie together. And he doesn't think, maybe she's up to something. No, he just eats it, and then he realizes at the end, there's this crusty sand on the bottom. He realizes, oh, you found my bag. He starts to get all sleepy and unconscious. And then the police kick in the door, and instead of shooting this guy, they tase him. Then he somehow breaks out of the taser, goes up and starts jamming his fingers in another cop's eyes, and they continue to tase him and not shoot him. Has M.NIGHT Shyamalan never watched any cop documentaries? They would never come in that gentle. They would have come in with like 10, 15 agents, tear gas, all that stuff. For how many people he's killed, they wouldn't have just sent 2 people in. It was so dumb. It gets even worse. That's what's wild. So there's either 2 things going on with this ending. Number 1, M. Night Shyamalan knows absolutely nothing about police procedures or how police handle serial killers. Or he's never watched a documentary about how they function, how they apprehend a suspect. Or 2, he had a budget problem. I don't think it's that problem because he had plenty of agents in the scene. So I'm going to go option A. When he gets arrested, his arms are completely free. They got a chain around his waist. When a suspect to this level is arrested, they are cuffed from the back and they're being held by their arm. You got an agent on your left arm and your right arm. You're all stitched together and you're cuffed from the back. And then they have one guy on your left and one guy on your right with a gun pointing it right at you. And then they got people in the front like this. That's how the real procedures go. But M. Night Shyamalan thinks, no handcuffs from the front, just a chain waist, and also, we're going to allow him to pick up a bike that is on the ground so he can rip off a piece of metal from the wheel so when he gets in the truck, he can uncuff himself. Oh, and did I forget to mention when he went into the back of the police van, he was back there by himself? I'm not a police officer. I'm not a professional writer. But even I know when there's a killer to this level, they don't ever sit in the back by themselves. They have 3 to 4 cops in the back. And on top of that, they have a chain on the floor and they cuff your ankles so you're attached to the chain and you're still handcuffed from the back. And there's a cop on your left and on your right. And then there's a cop directly in front of you so he can make sure you're not trying to do anything. And then these 2 cops sit on the side to make sure you're not doing anything behind you. But not in M. Night Shyamalan's movie. In his movie, a serial killer is allowed to pick up a bike, not get attacked, be calmly walked to the police van, and then sit back there by himself. So then when Josh Harnett uncuffs himself, he starts laughing and playing with his hair. He smiles, he laughs, it's over. this was one of his weakest movies. It was a great concept and a good idea, but M. Night Shyamalan, I'm sorry. I respect you as a writer. You try really hard to come up with new ideas. This was a new idea, but this was so poorly written, and the idea structure was laughable. I didn't even mention the part where he was in full SWAT gear in the limo, and then there was a crowd of people around it, and he somehow got out and changed his clothes in front of everyone without anyone noticing or saying, hey, it's the guy right there, it's him. I didn't even mention that part because all of it was just bonkers and just hideously badly written. So I'm very disappointed in this movie, and the only reason I'm not giving it a worst grade is because Josh Hartnett's character truly is unique and much different versus things I've seen in the past, and I liked its style. I just wish its style was in a better movie. I'm going to grade Trap a C-. If you're thinking about checking this out, be prepared to be very frustrated. So if you did like the movie, I'm happy you did. I was just very let down by M. Night Shyamalan on this one, and I just don't want to recommend it because I think more people are going to hate on it than like it and have almost the same identical problems I did. Well, that does it for this review, guys. I have more reviews coming up soon, so until then, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when my next video drops, and I will catch you movie fans on my next review.